when it comes to action, man, it's really simple. Do the thing. Don't think about starting the podcast. Start the podcast. Don't think about improving yourself. Improve yourself. Don't think about going to the gym. Go to the gym. Don't think about eating healthy. Eat healthy. What's right is what works. Don't worry about the right way. Worry about the right way. That's something he mentioned. And I think oftentimes it kind of goes back to something I actually heard Cam Newton say. But something I've felt for a long time is I would rather apologize after trying to do something, you know what I'm saying, than ask for permission before doing it. Because half the time, if you're asking someone for permission to do something bold or audacious that may benefit your life or benefit whatever mission you're trying to get after, you're going to get told no. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get told no. And honestly, like I said, I've put a lot of emphasis on perception in this book because that's something that really stuck out to me. So I do have points in action, and also for the one that comes after this. But yeah, to me, when it comes to action, man, it's really simple. Do the thing. You know what I'm saying? Don't think about starting the podcast. Start the podcast. Don't think about improving yourself. Improve yourself. Don't think about going to the gym. Go to the gym. Don't think about eating healthy. Eat healthy. So yeah, I think action to me is really, really simple. Just act. Do the thing.
Yeah. I think action is probably my favorite part right now, just because that's kind of the phase of life I'm in right now. As you start to put this together, it's just something you do on a daily, but yeah, I look at it like a good trade. You know what I'm saying? Some trades are like, you got what you do on a day to day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then you have to do what you're doing on the grand scheme of things.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? So you have these different phases of life that you're in. Even though that I'm doing all three day by day, but grand scheme of things, I'm kind of in one phase, then I'm in another phase, and I'm in the next phase, you know.
Right.
And like right now, I think in life, I have a lot of, just do it and like figure it out after
Yeah.
almost mentality, just because like kind of starting this podcast, getting to episode 10, which, at the end of the day, I think the statistic is only 10% of podcasts get to episode 10, and only 10% of that 10% get to episode 20.
Man.
And at the gate, before we started this, I told man, I'm like, look, man, I want to do 100 episodes. I don't care like what the results are. Let's just focus on knocking out a real 100 and get better in this craft as we go first, and then let's nitpick what we're doing.
Right.
And it's just just kind of that phase I'm in. But to the book, the second part of the book deals with how to take action first. Remember, action is commonplace. Right action is not. As a discipline, it is not any kind of action that will do, but directed action. Everything must be done in the service of the whole, step by step, action by action. We can dismantle the obstacle in front of us with persistence and flexibility. We can act in the best interest of our goals.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that part right there. Kind of goes into what I was already saying, about that phase of life that I'm in.
Yeah.
It's just really about act. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, you could write all the goals in the world. You could do a lot of things, but to actually take action, to actually put your money, put your time up,
Yeah.
and most importantly, it being within purpose also. That just all lines up to act now,
Yeah.
And it's just a beautiful thing, man, when you really take a step back, Like, what am I doing? What are my movements? What are the meaning to them? And like books like this really bring meaning to those actions that you are taking. It really gives you comfort to not worry about what's going on around you, not worry about how loud things are and how loud things can be going on around you, but to just focus and lock in on the act.
Yeah. I feel you, bro. I really do feel you. Honestly, I think sometimes a problem needs less of you, and I think when it comes to especially when it comes to action, sometimes you can be a little bit too eager, and you want things so badly that you can be your own worst enemy, right? It's kind of like when it's like when you're really trying to get a bolt off a tire, right? When you got to change a tire, and you want it, and it's cold outside, you're really trying to get it off, and then you strip the bolt, and now you're stuck. You know what I'm saying? Now you know where that analogy is really coming from, but how many times do you do that in life with other problems? You know what I'm saying? You want something so bad, sometimes you need to step back, be patient. You know, um, and I'm not saying be because patience is also an act. You know, and I don't want to make it seem like all right. I'm saying like be too cautious or be too of this or be too of that, but no, just be patient, have the proper perspective on the problem at hand, and go from there. Um,
Man, so I got a little part from this section I want to quote or summarize from. This section opened up with the story of, all right, I'm getting ready to say this. I said this like 100 times before I did it. Google searched his name, had Google tell me his name.
yeah,
You read these books and it's like, you just say whatever you say, but it's like, I gotta say this on,
go
all
ahead.
right. And I already forgot. I can't lie. I already forgot. I said it 100 times before I walked in, but it was Demosthenes. All right. The story opens up with Demosthenes, one of the greatest orators of history. But as a kid, he was sickly and frail with a nearly debilitating speech impediment. He was the awkward kid everyone laughed at, but he did something about it. To conquer his speech impediment, he would fill his mouth with pebbles and practice speaking. He rehearsed full speeches into the wind while running up steep inclines. I'm sure if you're listening to this, you think that's crazy, but you got to be a little crazy to get what you're trying to do. All right. Yeah. He even locked himself underground in a dugout he built to study and educate himself. Yeah. All this basically put himself in jail. All this training would pay off and make him one of the greatest orators of Athens. As some academics once asked him, what are the three most important traits of speech making? Where his reply says it all: action, action, action.